Imagine this for a second. Each day is like a brand new blank canvas. And guess what? You're holding the brush. What you paint on that canvas, those are your daily choices, your habits, your mindset. Every morning, life hands you a fresh start. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. What matters is what you decide to do today. Will you just splash random colors and hope for the best? Or will you paint something with purpose, something that builds toward the life you truly want? You see, every day is a golden opportunity to improve, to sharpen how you think, how you speak, how you act. But let me be honest with you, growth doesn't happen by accident. You have to choose it. Napoleon Hill once said that success is simply a few small disciplines practiced every day. On the other hand, failure is a few poor choices repeated daily. And here's what's wild. The difference between success and failure isn't some massive gap. It's found in those small daily decisions most people ignore. So today, we begin with the first and most powerful area you must improve daily: your attitude. Your attitude is the lens through which you see the world. It's more than just a passing emotion. It's the very foundation of how you live your life. Think about this. If you change your attitude by just 1% every day, imagine how radically different your life could look in 30 days or even a year. A lot of people say, "It's just how I feel today." But your attitude isn't just a feeling. It's the fuel behind how you handle pressure, how you respond to challenges, how you speak to others, and what energy you bring into a room. It either opens doors or shuts them. It either attracts opportunities or repels them. Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and light it up, while others seem to drain the energy with negativity and complaints? That's the power of attitude in action. A positive attitude is magnetic. It draws people in. It makes others want to help you, support you, follow you. But a negative one that builds walls, it keeps people and opportunities away. So start small. Maybe today you work on being a little more patient. Tomorrow, maybe you focus on being grateful. The next day, maybe you choose optimism over worry. Each small shift builds on the last. And suddenly, you realize you're showing up stronger, calmer, and more inspired than ever. Now, here's the truth. Changing your attitude doesn't happen overnight. It's like building muscle. One workout won't do it, but daily effort will. And each time you choose a better mindset, even when it's hard, you are laying down a stronger foundation for your future. You are becoming someone who doesn't wait for things to change. You become the change. Before we continue, if you're serious about growing into the best version of yourself, take a moment right now to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop the word RISE in the comments if you're ready to start painting your life with purpose, one choice at a time. Let's talk about something that can either open every door in your life or quietly hold you back without you even knowing your communication. The way you express yourself, the way you listen, the way you connect, it all adds up to your influence, your impact, and your ability to move forward. No matter what your goal is in life, stronger relationships, better business results, or more personal confidence, it's going to involve one thing: talking to people. Now, here's the truth that many people overlook. Communication isn't just about talking. In fact, some of the best communicators say very little. They listen, not just with their ears, but with their full attention. They don't listen just to reply. They listen to understand. That alone is rare and powerful. Improving your communication can be as simple as this. Today, try listening without interrupting. Tomorrow, focus on making your words clear, not complicated. The next day, aim to speak from a place of honesty and respect. These small changes add up fast. Over time, people will begin to notice something different about you. They'll feel heard, respected, and drawn to your energy. And that's when your influence starts to grow. Think about this. How many problems in your life have come from misunderstandings? Someone thought you meant one thing, but you meant another. Maybe you didn't speak up when you should have. Or maybe you reacted before understanding. These tiny moments create big consequences. But if you start working on your communication just a little each day, you'll begin to avoid these problems altogether and build deeper trust with everyone around you. And here's something powerful to remember. When you become a better communicator, you become a better leader. People will look to you for guidance. They'll trust your words. They'll feel safe opening up around you. That kind of respect doesn't come from fancy language. It comes from clarity, consistency, and authenticity. Napoleon Hill often spoke about the power of words and thoughts. The words you speak shape your world, so speak with purpose, speak with truth, and always speak from a place of growth. We've touched on attitude and now communication, but the next piece is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Now we arrive at one of the most important traits you'll ever develop, self-discipline. If your goals are the destination, then discipline is the road that gets you there. Without it, even the biggest dreams stay locked inside your imagination. With it, you can take an average plan and turn it into something extraordinary. It doesn't matter how talented, smart, or gifted you are, without discipline, you won't go far. Here's what self-discipline really is. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's showing up when your motivation is low. It's pushing forward when no one's watching. It's saying yes to growth and no to distraction. Napoleon Hill often emphasized that the world rewards those who act with persistence, and persistence lives inside discipline. Now here's the good news. Self-discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. Just like a muscle, the more you train it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Maybe today you wake up 10 minutes earlier than usual. Tomorrow you resist that urge to scroll on your phone when you should be focusing. The day after that, you finish the task you've been avoiding. These small wins add up fast, and they build momentum. Here's a secret. The more discipline you develop, the less you have to force yourself later. That's because discipline creates habits, and habits create a life that runs on powerful systems. Think about it. If you build a habit of reading 10 minutes a day, over a year, that's dozens of books. If you build a habit of walking every morning, you're not just exercising, you're sharpening your mind, building energy, and keeping your word to yourself. But discipline isn't just about routines. It's also about finishing what you start. Have you ever started something with excitement only to give up halfway through? That's a discipline gap, and you can close it. I once knew a young man with huge potential, but he kept hopping from one project to another, never finishing anything. He was always looking for something easier, something faster, until one day he decided to finish something, no matter what. That one decision changed his entire life. He became consistent, reliable, and focused, and success followed. Let me be real. Discipline isn't always comfortable, but comfort isn't where growth lives. Growth happens when you do hard things on purpose, when you choose effort over ease, and when you do this day by day, your confidence skyrockets because you start to believe in your own ability to follow through. Let's get into something that silently controls every decision, every reaction, and every result in your life, your mindset. The way you think determines what you believe, and what you believe determines what you do. Your outer world will always reflect what's going on inside your inner world. So if you want lasting change, you've got to start with your mindset. Now here's the catch. Most people don't even realize they're being held back by their own thoughts. They walk around with invisible chains thinking things like, I'm not good enough, I've never done this before, or it's too late for me. These are limiting beliefs, and they are the biggest walls between where you are and where you want to go. But here's the truth. Beliefs are just thoughts you've repeated, and that means they can be changed. Napoleon Hill taught that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's not just a quote, it's a roadmap. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. Start now by upgrading one belief at a time. Maybe today you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, and instead you say, I'm learning to do this. Tomorrow, maybe you stop saying, I'm always unlucky, and replace it with, I'm building new habits every day. That small switch has incredible power. I once met someone who always seemed stuck. He was smart, hard-working, but deeply negative in his thinking. Every time something went wrong, he said, this always happens to me. He expected failure, and guess what? That's what he kept getting, until one day he began to challenge those thoughts. He read a few pages of a positive book each morning. He kept a gratitude journal. Slowly, his perspective shifted, and over time, so did his life. The outer changes came after the inner changes. You don't have to erase every negative thought in one day. You just have to be aware of them. Start replacing them. Rewire your brain with better input. Just like you wouldn't feed your body junk food every day, don't feed your mind doubt, fear, and excuses. Feed it possibility. Feed it faith. Feed it action. And here's something powerful. Your mindset doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around you. A confident mindset inspires others. A solution-focused mind finds paths where others see walls. And a growth mindset turns every obstacle into a stepping stone. There's one resource that every single person on this planet has in equal measure: time. No matter who you are, where you're from, or what you do, you get the same 24 hours in a day. But the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't comes down to how they use those hours. Time is precious. Once it's gone, you don't get it back. So learning to manage your time is one of the smartest things you can do, and it's something you can get better at every day. Let's clear something up. Being busy doesn't mean you're being productive. A lot of people run around all day, checking off small tasks, staying busy, but not really moving forward. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Real productivity means doing the right things, not just doing more things. And that starts with knowing what matters most. Maybe today you start by writing down your top 3 priorities. What really needs your attention? What will move your goals forward? Then block time for those things. Tomorrow, maybe you practice saying no to the distractions that steal your focus, like your phone, endless scrolling, or unimportant tasks. The next day, maybe you start at your breaks so you can recharge instead of burning out. These small improvements can completely change your life. One of the best ways to master time is to start your day with a plan. When you wake up without direction, the day controls you. But when you plan ahead, you control the day. You get to decide how your energy is spent, and you begin to take back your power. Napoleon Hill believed in intentional living, knowing where you're going and acting with purpose. And planning your time is how you align your actions with that purpose. Let's be honest. How many times have you reached the end of a day and felt like you were busy all day, but accomplished nothing important? That feeling isn't just frustrating, it's a wake-up call. It's time to get clear. Start eliminating the things that waste your energy. Learn to delegate, learn to focus, and learn to let go of anything that doesn't serve your bigger vision. And here's a big mindset shift. Rest is not a waste of time. Rest is part of the plan. Without rest, your work suffers. Your focus slips, your energy drops. So plan your breaks like you plan your goals. Recharge so you can show up at full strength, not running on empty. Let's talk about something many people avoid until it's too late. Money. Your financial life is more than just your income. It's your habits, your mindset, and your ability to plan for the future. If you don't manage your money will start managing you. And the stress that comes from financial uncertainty can spill into every part of your life. But here's the good news. You can start improving your financial situation today, and you don't need to be an expert to do it. Every single day, you have the power to make better choices with your money. Maybe today you track what you're spending. Just knowing where your money is going is a game changer. Tomorrow, maybe you set up a basic budget, nothing fancy, just a simple plan. The day after that, maybe you set aside a small amount for savings or debt payoff. These little steps may seem small, but over time, they build something solid, something you can depend on. One of the biggest lies we're told is that you need to earn a lot to be financially secure. But that's not true. What matters is how you manage what you have. Some people make big money and still struggle. Why? Because they spend just as fast or faster than they earn. And some people with modest income build wealth over time simply by being consistent, thoughtful, and disciplined with their choices. Napoleon Hill taught that wealth begins in the mind before it shows up in the bank. And that's true. If you start thinking like someone who's in control of their money, someone who's planning, saving, and building, your actions will start to match that mindset. Financial freedom isn't just about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and how wisely you use it. Here's a simple principle you can live by. Spend less than you earn and invest the rest. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about choosing your future over temporary pleasures. When you delay gratification, you open the door to long-term peace and options. Ever looked at your bank statement and thought, where did it all go? That's a signal. It's time to take back control. And it's not about perfection. It's about small, smart improvements every day. Whether it's canceling a subscription you don't use, packing lunch instead of eating out, or learning about investments, you're shaping a future that's not controlled by fear, but guided by wisdom. Now let's dive into the heart of lasting success, personal development. Everything in your life rises or falls based on who you're becoming, your habits, your mindset, your emotional control, your skills. These are the tools that shape your future. And here's the truth. If you're not growing, you're standing still. And in a world that's always moving, standing still means falling behind. Napoleon Hill often said that success doesn't come to the person who wants more, it comes to the person who becomes more. That means if you want more confidence, more income, better relationships, or deeper meaning in life, you've got to grow into the kind of person who can hold those things. That growth doesn't happen in a single leap. It happens in small, intentional steps repeated every day. Start simple. Maybe today you work on your self-awareness. You take a moment to reflect. What am I good at? What holds me back? Tomorrow, maybe you read one chapter of a book that inspires you. The next day, you try something new that stretches your comfort zone. With each small step, you're shaping your mindset, your skills, and your emotional strength. And here's the most powerful part. Personal development isn't just about adding new things. It's also about letting go of old habits, toxic thoughts, and outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. Sometimes growth means unlearning what's been holding you back. Set goals that push you forward. Not just surface-level goals like make more money or lose weight, but deep, meaningful goals like become more confident, develop patience, or master my emotions. When your goals are aligned with your values and your purpose, they become a source of fuel instead of stress. And here's something to write down. You attract what you are, not what you want. If you want success, become someone who shows up every day with discipline, focus, and belief. If you want better relationships, become the kind of person who listens deeply, loves freely, and communicates clearly. If you want abundance, develop an abundant mindset, one that sees opportunities, not problems. The more you grow, the more you give. And the more you give, the more value you bring into the world. And that value, that's what the world rewards. Whether in business, love, or purpose, who you are becoming is the most important investment you'll ever make. Let's finish with two things that breathe life into everything you do, purpose and gratitude. First, purpose. This is your why. It's what gets you out of bed when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's the reason behind all your effort, your discipline, your growth. Without purpose, even the most successful people can feel lost. With it, even the toughest days have meaning. Here's something important to understand. You don't have to find your purpose all at once. It's not a hidden treasure buried under the ground. Purpose is something you discover step by step, day by day, through action, reflection, and alignment. Maybe today you take time to ask yourself, what matters most to me? Tomorrow, maybe you take one small step toward doing more of that. The next day, you ask, how can I serve others with what I've learned? When you begin to live in alignment with your values, your life starts to feel more fulfilling. Your work becomes more than just a paycheck. Your relationships become deeper. Your daily tasks take on new meaning. Napoleon Hill believed that a person without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, drifting, vulnerable, lost. But once you set a clear direction, even the roughest waters won't throw you off course. And now we close with the most underrated superpower you can build, gratitude. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you see good. It shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, from stress to peace, from waiting for happiness to realizing happiness is already here. Practice it daily. Maybe today you write down 3 things you're thankful for. Tomorrow you thank someone who's helped you, even in a small way. The next day you reflect on how past challenges made you stronger. Gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a practice, and the more you practice it, the more it transforms your entire outlook. Even in the middle of struggle, there is something to be grateful for. The lesson, the growth, the fact that you made it through. Gratitude doesn't ignore pain, it adds meaning to it. And here's the beautiful part. Gratitude is contagious. When you live with gratitude, others feel it. You lift people, you inspire them. You become the light in a world that sometimes feels dark. And when you combine gratitude with purpose, that's when your life becomes unstoppable. So now, take a moment. Look at the 10 things we've talked about. Your attitude, your communication, your self-discipline, your mindset, your time, your finances, your personal growth, your purpose, your gratitude, your daily decisions. What would your life look like if you worked on just one of these a little bit each day? Remember, success isn't about one huge moment. It's about consistent, small steps in the right direction. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. So what small step can you take today? Maybe it's waking up a bit earlier, saying no to a distraction, reaching out to someone you've neglected, starting a journal, whatever it is, start now. If this message spoke to you and you're ready to commit to growing just 1% every day, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Drop the word discipline in the comments if you're serious about becoming the person success is attracted to. Your future isn't built in a day, it's built daily. Let's grow together, one decision, one habit, one day at a time.